Sentient beings. This broadcast is not intended for children. There will be strong language and adult themes. And today, some very questionable humor. Because today is National Joke Day. And that sounded pretty good, because I think after the week we've been having, everybody needs a good laugh right now.
I tell you, it's really great. I get my own day. It's wonderful.
Yeah.
Yes, honey. What are you up to up there?
What do we have here?
We have a kitty clutching at my head.
Jyuni the Apostate. And...
Yep. Yeah, who's hanging out in the side chat so far?
I don't even have the side chat up yet.
So far, just Jyuni.
Oh, Lord.
But again, not uncommon for people not to show up until, we're 15 minutes in. And I don't know how much of that is YouTube's notifications taking that long.
Yeah, you never know.
Well, I found that for me, YouTube was pretty consistent about sending me the notifications a half an hour after something started.
Yeah, that's been.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yes,
that was amazingly useful when everybody was doing 15-minute premieres.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I used to get complaints from Neil all the time. He said, "Hey, you've been going for 15 minutes. I just got the note."
I'm still wondering what happened to that gave YouTube a weird hiccup a couple of months ago. Hello.
Which one?
The one prosper.
Yeah, when I was looking at my analytics, there was a weird hiccup that YouTube claims that I got over 3,000 views on my introduction video in one day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I'm just waiting for my PC to boot back up. The cat did something, so the keyboard and mouse stopped working.
Ah. Yes, my kitty likes to try and climb on the keyboard while I'm working.
Well, those laptops are made of warm, so why aren't they for sets?
But this was my desktop. Fortunately, being a tech person, I have at least a Chromebook, and I have other ways of connecting. But
I'm just on my phone.
Athena would like to say she is the best kitty.
Meow.
Here we go. What do you call a little place that makes products that are just okay? A satisfactory.
Hey, Jyuni, I sent you a link.
Oh, yeah.
And never, I would send you one, but I don't. Somehow it seems that we're not connected on Twitter.
Okay, here's a joke. Jesus and Satan have a programming contest to settle their differences. So on the day of the contest, Satan does this huge AI program with a bunch of GUIs, pull down menus, and he goes right towards the end, and all at the minute, right before the contest ends, the system crashes. Now, Jesus only wrote a one-line program that says hello world. So Jesus runs his program and runs the contest. Satan then says, that's not fair. And God replies, well, Jesus saves.
Well, you know why the universe seems so screwed up? God never made one before. We're living in the beta test version.
Ah.
Oh, I wish my computer would boot up faster. Geez. I probably should just probably do a wipe.
Oh, yeah, bah.
And go through and make sure all of the unnecessary programs aren't starting up when they're not supposed to.
Yeah, I wish I could understand more about Windows so I could actually go through and figure out which things that start and which things that get loaded on startup that I know I'll never use, so I could can them.
Oh, there's a guy who writes a what do you want to call it, a web article or something every time Windows comes out with a new version. I'm trying to remember what the hell his name is. But he writes what to turn off.
On
I got a
Windows
joke.
and all that. All right.
That's the only reason I wanted to come here is to do this joke. Okay. What sort of pants did Gregor Mendel wear?
What?
Jeans.
How many Germans does it take to change a light bulb? None. Germans are very efficient and they do not have a sense of humor.
There you go.
How many Klingons does it take to change a light bulb?
How many?
A warrior is not afraid of the dark.
How many Microsoft engineers does it take to change a light bulb?
How many?
That's a hardware issue.
None. Microsoft just redefines darkness as the industry standard.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Here's one Sloth Girl sent.
Wait a minute.
Oh, you can never.
Why you can never tell a dog a knock-knock joke. Knock-knock.
Love the look on my cat's face.
Just record the kitty was playing with it and eat both my monitors.
Well, I have a Canadian kitty. He's always apologizes, even though he never causes any trouble.
Yeah, I took Willy Wonka, Blazing Saddles, and Young Frankenstein and spliced them together. Yeah, it was gene splicing, and the results couldn't have been wilder.
No.
Oh.
God, I'm gonna miss Brooks when we lose him.
Oh.
Yeah.
How many trans women does it take to change a light bulb?
How many?
Just one, but first she has to convince two people with PhDs that she's tired of living in the dark.
Oh,
Little dark, but very true.
Not to get off the topic of jokes here, I would definitely recommend watching The Orville, this episode of The Orville, well, if you're trans. You actually deal with trans issues.
Unfortunately, it is not carried on any of the streaming services I have.
On Hulu, I believe it was the episode 5, Tale of Two Topas. Name of the title.
Yeah, I would like to catch up on it someday, but not available to me right now.
Well, I can help you find the way.
You know why you can never trust an atom?
They make up everything.
up.
Yeah, well, just remember, you matter. You're made of atoms. You matter.
There is a cat on my head.
Yes, it's eating your hair.
You is the most wonderfulest, bestest kitty. You know that, right?
She's grooming you. She thinks you need a new hairdo.
I do, actually. I actually washed my hair this morning. I don't do it very often because I'm usually in incredible pain all day.
Sloth Girl is asking if Orville's on Hulu free. I guess that's the Hulu service that they have commercials.
Yeah, I believe you can get through that.
Oh,
you just need the subscription.
Hulu is a reduced rate if you get the commercials. What I really wish is they would just change my Disney Plus bundle over to one where I don't have to pay for the commercials for the same price.
Yep.
Yeah, I get Hulu and I pay the extra for no commercials, which is nice.
Have you heard the one about Oedipus and Midas?
Oh, jeez.
It's pure fucking gold.
I was told I should do lunges to stay in shape. I thought about it, and that's a really big step forward.
How many
I walked
Supreme...
into a bar and lost the limbo contest.
Did you guys know what happened when oxygen met magnesium? OMG.
Okay, good. Everything's working now.
Okay, back on your computer.
Back on the desktop, there's a Chromebook here I was on. There's also a ThinkPad that I need to get back to the company that provided it, if they ever give me a decent shipping label, and an Asus I use for college work.
I had a dream that I weighed less than 1,000th of a gram. I was like, OMG.
How many Supreme Court justices to take a light bulb?
How many?
Only one, but it has to be a 6-3 vote.
Yeah.
Okay, Petunia's kitty has, or Sloth Girl's kitty Petunia has also taken to sleeping on her head.
The Supreme Court. That's just the end of the joke right there.
Yeah. Wig.
All right. Well, thanks for letting me come in and tell my jokes. I'm gonna bounce out and go get some sleep.
Oh, okay, already. Yep.
Well,
Well, thanks for stopping in.
Oh yeah, joke of the day. Woo!
Yeah, feel free to tell more jokes if you have any.
Oh, what do you call a horticulturist who never throws out a plant? A horticulturist.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bum.
I mean, I could share some Mormon jokes, but you kind of have to have been a Mormon to get them.
Yeah, there are some specifics like that. I used to run a dating service for chickens, but I was struggling to make hens meet.
Hey, honey, those are sharp.
Yes, they are.
I would like to remind everyone this is the only stream condemned by the Space Pope. Yeah, sorry, I've been catching up on Futurama.
I haven't watched that in a couple of years.
What, is that in production again?
It's going to be.
Okay.
Yes, the Mormons, they have a title that's one letter long of moron, an angel that's one letter short of morana, and a bunch of witnesses who are mostly prats.
I think the witnesses wouldn't be gotten unless you've actually read the introduction to the Book of Mormon.
Justice is a dish best served warm. If it were served cold, it would be justice is a dish best served cold. If it were served warm, it would be just water. Sorry, I screwed that one up. It might have been funny if I didn't fumble it. Hey, Stool, why didn't you get in here?
Oh, God, there goes the neighborhood.
Oh,
you want to let me get some grape juice? No, she doesn't. What, honey?
I thought the dryer was shrinking my clothes. Turns out it was the refrigerator.
You're just making me feel guilty for not getting any walking in today.
Same here. I had thought I was going to do laundry earlier today, and yeah, it didn't happen.
I got substitute teacher of the year once, but someone had to go take the award for me. Sorry, that was 4 a.m.
Okay, Stool, do you really think that's an excuse?
Oh, what's she bitching about now?
That it's 4 a.m.
Oh, Stool.
It's not our fault you guys don't know how to set your clock.
It's always 4 a.m. somewhere, Stool.
I think Jimmy Buffett had a song about that.
Yeah, this is not a joke. After breaking her ankle last night was the first time that Sloth Girl got to sleep in her own bed.
Oh, that's
She's
good.
had to sleep in her recliner to keep it supported up till now.
Oh, yeah, I remember that shit. I'm so sorry, honey.
I'm glad it's
Hey,
healing now.
Skits. Skits, I threw you a link on Discord.
But we're not wonderful people, but our cats are wonderful when they're not knocking things over.
It's what they do. See, people think cats are jerks, but cats just don't take anything as a given. They have to test gravity every day.
Okay, wait a minute. I'm over here. The
We're training
paracetamol
cats
is
and
over
dogs, so be careful not to step in a poodle.
there. Dayakarende. Stuff.
It's raining men, and let the bodies hit the floor is the same song from different perspectives.
Yeah, Sloth Girl was complaining that the lettuce in her dinner hit a sour note because apparently I can't tune a salad.
Oh, you.
Well, the only food product you can tune is a tuna fish.
Mm-hmm.
God, that was terrible. That too.
Yeah. Well, for the most part, cats are just kind of perpetual toddlers.
Mm-hmm.
You should eat birds.
Oh yeah, I remember like a couple of weeks ago here when the robin parents were throwing birds out of the nest. One hit the window and Athena went flying. Just like a bird and hit the window herself.
I failed my calculus exam because I was sitting in the middle of identical twins. I couldn't tell the difference between them.
Oh,
Or I
yeah.
couldn't differentiate between them, sorry. Somebody else should be reading these.
You know, calculus jokes are always so derivative, but dad humor is integral to math.
Mm-hmm.
You know, some jokes are just dad on arrival.
Yeah, well, you can do the calculus jokes. I'm not going to sign on for those.
Believe me, that's the only one I could come up with.
Yeah, I decided to sell my vacuum cleaner. It was just gathering dust.
There is no gravity. The earth sucks.
That's true. That's very true.
Does come to mere Spanish for.
Okay.
What did the evil chicken lay?
Should I say?
Lauren
Deviled eggs.
Boebert. Huh?
Deviled eggs.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
Speaking of jokes, Matt Gates.
Yeah.
That's the punchline.
Has she done anything yet?
But you know, after the cow gave birth, it was no longer evil. It had been decaffeinated.
Okay. Oh, man. Get me over here.
Oh, I just realized that was a heating. A an electric blanket or heating pad.
What, around my neck?
Yep.
Yeah.
You don't want to know where my mind was going.
Okay.
Or maybe you do, but
No, I heat up my my neck in an attempt to reduce the pain.
Hell, I don't even know where my mind's going half the time.
Oh,
now I just had my father's current wife just got a kidney transplant, so
oh, well then.
Ah.
Hopefully it's going well. No, man, I do not do this to sing to making.
A little dark, but
why does New Jersey have all the toxic waste dump and California have all the lawyers? New Jersey
Why?
got first pick.
hey, Sydney. I can tolerate algebra, maybe even a little calculus, but geometry is where I draw the line.
Okay. Oh.
What
know,
did the strawberry call a lawyer? Yeah, why did the strawberry call a lawyer? It was in a little jam.
I just got off the phone with my mother. She asked me how my job at the zoo was going. Then I had to reply, Mom, I'm a Python programmer.
Yeah.
I'll procrastinate later.
I never seem to get around to it.
Yeah, I know.
Just curious, have any of you ever been to, this isn't a joke itself, but have you ever been to a summer camp where you saw someone pull the key to the flagpole or a left-handed smoke shifter bit? Or if you're in the military, it's like blinker fluid. Or batteries for the sound-powered phone is a popular one for Navy personnel.
Yeah.
It looks like Lavender's trying to say something. Yeah, I can't believe someone actually fell for that. Like the last time I was at summer camp, it's like, go get a left-handed smoke shifter. And the same person almost fell for dehydrated water.
Yeah, that was a thing that I did a few weeks ago. It was on sale, so I bought some instant water. Just couldn't figure out what to add.
I once went to the store for batteries, but they weren't included, so I had to buy them again.
Yeah, okay.
Why are balloons so expensive? Inflation.
Yeah.
If at first you don't succeed, skydiving is not for you.
Bag.
Well, we already run out of jokes.
Why did the golfer bring 2 pair of pants?
Why?
In case he got a hole in one.
Dear math, grow up and solve your own problems.
Yeah.
Or another variant I found out, dear algebra, quit asking me to find your ex. She's not coming back. Don't ask why.
Okay, then.
It's a good one.
I'm friends with 25 letters of the alphabet. I don't know why.
And I think we might be out of jokes.
No, I'm still here.
Well, I was going to say, we still have the Supreme Court rulings that came down today, or most of the ones that came down this week. Those don't feel that funny, though.
Want to get into that?
Yeah. Well, might as well get everybody's thoughts on it.
The Energizer Bunny was arrested. He was charged with battery.
There you go. Well, apparently somebody decided to push the button and cause the destruction of the planet here.
Yeah. Honestly, even with the EPA, there's not much that. I don't think there's much the EPA could do because a lot of this is global and the companies just want to not be regulated.
Well, yeah, there's just still a lot out there, but even without.
Down.
Hey, Skits.
Hey, how's it going, everybody?
Yes, hi, honey.
Hey,
Hey. I hope my audio is working.
We can
Yep,
hear
you
you just
sound
fine.
fine.
Okay, good. I was having mic issues.
basically, we've gone from bare minimum to nothing here. With
Athena.
doing anything about climate here.
If you're wondering why the porpoise is going to disappear from the screen briefly, that's because the cat has unplugged the monitor again.
Okay.
Fair enough. So National Joke Day, eh?
Yeah, I got a joke.
How about a humorous saying?
Sure.
Sure.
All right. Everyone knows the saying, this too shall pass. I recently heard that this too shall pass. It may pass like a kidney stone, but it will pass.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just interesting. When I was sitting in the recliner today and the physician's assistant came by and just dropped in passing something about the couple of gallstones that they saw in me a year ago. And it's like, what? Nobody told me about this shit. So I don't know if I'm going to need anything or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd think that's something that they would have mentioned before.
Yeah, you would think.
At least in passing.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, by the way,
Now, I haven't experienced any symptoms or anything, but still. Yeah, I guess I'm trying to remember when it was that they did the scan on me. I was in hospital for something, and then I guess they found it then, and just nobody bothered telling me.
Hi, Athena.
Oh, and then speaking of hospital, yeah, I guess Kate's running into some problems now. Her dad's positive for COVID.
Yeah, I saw that.
So I did see that he is vaccinated, so
That's been paid.
but he's still kind of not exactly a spring chicken, as she's put it.
Yeah. So yeah, she doesn't know what it's going to do to the move. I mean, the kittens are already in transit, as far as I know.
I didn't realize it's that far along.
Well, I guess the whole thing was supposed to have been official. Let me see, Saturday.
Ah,
Everyone appreciated you showing that, Athena.
thanks for that.
well, I know she's on your show, so you've heard her talk about it a lot more.
Yeah.
I had only heard about it in more vague terms and not specific schedules.
She wasn't going to be on Sunday anyway, but I'll have to drop her a note and find out what's going on.
So, two cannibals are eating a clown. One turns to the other and says, "Does this taste funny to you?"
Haha.
God, that's awful.
Just need like a constant rim shot button.
Yeah, I've got to figure out how to be able to get my YouTube channel to cooperate with OBS so I could start adding something more to these chats, like
So-
maybe some sound effects.
How long have you how long have you been doing this?
4 years and a couple of months now.
Almost as long as I have, really, yeah.
Wow.
But for some reason, There's something busted in my YouTube channel that it refuses to share a stream key with OBS.
Actually, there should be a way just to share if you have like the YouTube or just audio clips. You should be able to share those on StreamYard. I'll have to experiment with that a bit.
I saw a math teacher with a piece of graph paper yesterday. I think he's plotting something.
Mm.
No,
Yeah,
math
I
teachers-
think Never is correct. One thing that we have seen is that mass extinctions happen periodically. Some things survive, some things don't. So we're not going to kill the whole planet. We'll just make it uninhabitable for our species.
Yeah.
Or we'll get to the point where we just, like, they think this happened with the Mayan civilization, where it's just unsustainable and it has to, like, collapse at some point.
Yeah.
I met sodium chloride in a dark alley. He assaulted me.
Mhm.
What do mathematicians do in a snowstorm? They make snow angles.
Okay, what do you call a boomerang that doesn't come back?
Stick?
I don't know. We'll have to wait for the answer.
I don't know, but I, for one, dream of a day where chickens can cross the road without their motives being questioned.
Hey, it was-
Did you hear about Hung Chao, the constipated Chinese mathematician who worked it out with a slide rule?
oh my God.
That's less funny if you've, I don't know, you probably had that problem. But
Oh, yeah, bad.
Why was math class so long? Teacher kept going off on a tangent.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, I'm not completely here myself. I just,
sounds like we
you know,
discrete structures.
typical lack of sleep.
Fortunately, I
that's-
was able to get over that headache I had earlier.
Good.
That joke reminds me a lot of the discrete structures professor I had last semester, whose course I had to drop.
Oh.
But I suspect he didn't know what he was talking, or let me put it this way. I didn't know what he was talking about, and I suspect he didn't either.
What do you get when you drop a piano down a mine shaft?
What?
A broken piano?
A flat minor.
Oh.
Okay.
Nice.
Speaking of bad jokes, what do you get when you cross the Atlantic with the Titanic?
Huh.
Wet?
Halfway.
No.
Why are peppers the best at archery? Because they have an arrow.
You know what seems odd to me? Numbers that can't divide by 2.
All right.
Yep, you can't be number one if you're not odd.
Well, I'll just take all the other numbers and call it even.
Did you hear about the square that got in a car accident? Now he's a rectangle.
Ah.
Mm.
Why do Mexicans have tamales on Christmas Day? So they have something to unwrap.
Okay.
God.
There is a paw touching
Well-
the back of my hand.
You know how to tell, you know, if a Mexican restaurant is really authentic?
Mm.
Go in the bathroom. If most of the graffiti's in Spanish, you found a good one.
Okay then.
This is my real life experience.
Yeah. My first experience with a Mexican restaurant was not knowing that cilantro can taste like soap to certain people. So I had thought they put dish soap in our food.
Oh,
Yeah,
my.
I had that problem. Yeah, what's the place called again?
It doesn't matter. It just made me feel bad because I thought they were treating us badly, so I undertipped the guy.
Oops.
And then I found out it's like, oh yeah, it's like people of Northwestern European descent can have a gene that makes cilantro taste like soap to them.
Yeah, well, I ran into that because Sloth Girl loves a good Mexican, and I was wondering about that too because the rice always tasted soapy to me, and I thought they just like they weren't rinsing the dishes well or something. And it took me years before I found out about that.
Such a weird little genetic quirk.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's an interesting thing. You're talking about stuff tasting like stuff and everything. When I get saline put into my dialysis line, I smell it. It's weird. I can't quite describe the aroma, but every time I smell the saline. And then when they do the iron, just to keep my hemoglobin built up, that tastes like dirt when they put that in the IV line. It's weird.
Hey,
That's
Santa.
weird.
One of the weird things that I found online is Julie, Wine and Reason.
Julie!
If she's ever on a live stream and lights a cigarette, I can smell it. But it
Wow.
only happens with her.
Strange. That's really strange.
Yeah,
That's
so
trippy.
it's making some kind of weird psychological connection that I just still don't get.
Huh.
Crazy.
So a person who can speak 3 languages is trilingual. A person who can speak 2 languages is bilingual. What do you call a person who speaks 1 language?
Me?
An American.
I was about to say.
Americans. Actually, I speak 2, but that's another story.
Well, somebody did point out on Twitter that the existence of Triceratops involves or implies the existence of Tricerabottoms.
Yeah.
Have you heard of one about the statistician? Probably.
Well, there are 3 types of lies: lies, damned lies, and statistics.
Okay. First day for a new statistics class. The professor stands up there and he asks for somebody to come up and assist him with a demonstration. So one of the students raises his hand and he goes up there and he says, okay, stand in this bucket of ice water. And he doesn't really get, but okay, takes his shoes and socks off. He stands in the bucket of ice water. He says, how do you feel? He said, well, I'm freezing, of course. And he says, let me take care of that. And he lights his hair on fire. And he says, now how do you feel? My feet are freezing and my hair's on fire. So statistically, you're fine.
There you are. Yeah.
And that's why I chose to take statistics as an online course this semester.
That's funny. I took statistics online too.
Well,
Over the summer, as a matter of fact.
Yeah. Well, it's one of the last 2 actual math courses I need if I stay with machine learning.
Yeah, I'm not so interested in statistics. I should take a course on probability.
Okay,
Mostly
yes.
just because I play so many games with dice.
Yeah.
And it's like I can estimate it, but when you get into large numbers of dice, I'd like to be able to calculate it a little more properly.
I'm sure it'll all average out.
What I really, really, really loved was number theory.
Number 3.
Yeah, you basically prove mathematics.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've taken a lot of math courses. My degree's in physics, so it's like
I was reading for a degree in math back in the mid 70s.
Listen, the type of math I really like, the answers are all true, false, and occasionally maybe.
Uh-huh.
What's the difference between a badly dressed kid on a bicycle and a well-dressed kid on a tricycle? A tire.
Why did the student get upset with her teacher when he called her average? Because it was a mean thing to say.
Yeah.
What's the difference between a penguin and an igloo? Penguins are cool, but igloos are a little cooler. What's the difference between a disposable lighter and a hippopotamus?
What?
I screwed that one up too. Yeah. It should be a Zippo and a hippopotamus. That hippos are very heavy, but a Zippo's a little lighter.
Mm-hmm.
I'm too tired to be doing these properly.
I've got a quote here. As soon as I can take this off my screen. There are two novels that can change a bookish 14-year-old's life. The Lord of the Rings and Atlas Shrugged. One is a childish fantasy that often engenders a lifelong obsession with its unbelievable heroes, leading to an emotionally stunted, socially crippled adulthood unable to deal with the real world. The other, of course, involves orcs.
Yes. Oh, man, I tell
I
you.
feel like we could inject the Bible into that joke.
Yeah, that too.
Just replace the shrug with the Bible. It works the same way.
What do you get if you divide the circumference of a jack-o'-lantern by its diameter? Pumpkin pie. Classic.
I wish my gray hair started in Las Vegas, because what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Yeah.
What vegetable is kind of cool, but not really that cool? Radish. My kid is blaming me for ruining their birthday. That's ridiculous. I didn't even know it was today.
How many general relativity theorists does it take to change a light bulb? 2. 1 to hold on to the bulb, one to rotate space-time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dark humor is like a kid with cancer. It never gets old.
Oh.
I haven't spoken to my wife in 4 years. I thought it would be rude to interrupt her. My wife says I don't listen to her. Who starts a conversation that way?
What are we doing, Henny Youngman here?
There are 10 types of people in the world. Those who can count in binary and those who can't.
Yeah.
What does Jeff Bezos do before going to bed? He puts his pajamas on.
One of the endearing things about mathematicians is the extent to which they will go to avoid doing any real work. Athena, get away from there. My Warhammer 40k army lists are not cat food.
Prove it.
When a toddler reaches the Y stage, it's like opening a bottle of champagne. Once it's uncorked, there's no putting it back.
Mm-hmm.
No, I actually do like kids going into the Y stage.
Oh, yeah.
Why?
Yeah, that's exactly the point.
It's
Well,
too
they'll-
bad. Hmm?
Well, they'll keep asking why questions, just to be annoying. But eventually, if you keep answering them, they will eventually start asking legitimate questions.
Yeah, well, there's the thing. The kids start into the Y stage, and it's too bad that so many of them get it beat out of them eventually.
Yeah, I
think,
know.
Carl Sagan went on about that once.
When my kids started asking me why all the time, I took them to the library and taught them how to look it up.
Uh-huh.
How many C++ programmers does it take to change a light bulb?
Uh,
We're still thinking procedurally. A properly designed light bulb object would inherit a change method from a generic light bulb class. So all you'd have to do is send a light bulb change message.
There you go.
How do you measure the mass of an online influencer's following? In Instagrams.
Hmm.
How do you teach a kid about taxes? Eat 38% of their ice cream.
That'll do it.
Yeah, but you do it from the bottom.
2 sheep walk into a bar.
Mhm.
How many software engineers does it take to change a light bulb?
Huh.
None. That's a hardware problem.
Mhm.
We did that one already.
Why are unicorns better pets than triceratops? They're less horny.
They're not.
Bella cosa state attenti a che postondoje che nimina.
Ich spreche nicht sehr gut Deutsch, or whatever that is.
That is gibberish. My ex used to call it fluent stupid. And then, of course, there's the joke of the year. Dice nemetrada copo paleke di stata pe acorosto per pintia costedi. Non lo credo.
But she's
I wish my kids didn't get upset when I tell jokes about the princesses in Frozen. They really need to let it go.
Is there something about the film you need to know to get that?
It's
a song.
Oh, okay.
Let it go.
Yeah.
Let it go.
Why do all Polish names end in SKI?
They don't have roller skates?
They can't spell toboggan.
No.
What do you call a dog that's been run over by a steamroller? Spot.
Ouch.
Someone is about to sit down on my lap.
Meow.
Apparently,
she
when
wants
a
to play.
Christian knocks on the door asking if you hear about Jesus calling your brother and telling someone's at the door for him is not the right answer. Hey, Andrew.
Hello, I did a boo-boo. I thought I was waiting in the main chat room for the link to come up for StreamYard, but I was actually just waiting in my personal DM with Purple.
Okay.
My mistake.
My bad.
I was once kidnapped by mimes. They did unspeakable things to me.
Why did the Americans win the space race? Because the Soviets were stalling.
Okay, this is not a good argument here. The U.S. is not a Christian nation. Just because there are a lot of Christians living here, there are a lot of assholes living here too. But we are not called the asshole nation. Well,
Well,
I don't know about that.
Ask us some of the other countries out there.
Yeah, at one time we were fairly respected around the world, but yeah, that was maybe 10 years ago.
How many bass players does it take to change a light bulb?
How many?
None. The piano player can do it with his left hand.
Okay.
It's a thinker.
I asked my wife if I was the only one she'd been with. She said yes, all the rest had been 9s or 10s.
Harsh.
Burn.
still better than the one I once heard. It's like, I miss my wife. I'll aim better next time.
Yeah.
Athena.
Okay, this guy is a friend, is just hick from way out in the sticks, totally detached from civilization. So he brings him to visit and takes him to a professional football game. And then they're getting into it and, the general rowdiness and all. And at the end, he asks his friend, okay, so what did you think of your first football game? He said, yeah, well, it was kind of exciting, but seemed like an awful lot of hassle for 25 cents. And he said, what do you mean 25 cents? He said, well, they started off flipping a coin, and the rest of the time, everybody kept screaming, get the quarterback.
Okay, then.
Oh, man.
Why can't a leopard hide? They're always spotted.
Nah.
Why did the sun skip college? It already has 1,000,000 degrees.
I like that one.
Hey!
Jesus.
What the heck is going on over there?
What happened?
Apparently the cat didn't like it.
I told my wife a husband is like a fine wine. We just get better with age. The next day, she locked me in the cellar.
Hey, ow!
For the love of God, Montresor.
Athena, is it playtime?
I nicknamed my new phone Titanic. So whenever it's charging, I can say the Titanic is sinking.
I love that.
Athena,
Ask
are
the
you
wife
alright?
if she woke up with a sore ass. Ask the wife if she woke up with a sore ass come dripping down your leg. Would you tell others? She told me no. Nah, I don't get.
I think
My
there's
wife
more.
found out I was cheating after she found the letters I was hiding. She got mad and said she's never playing Scrabble with me again.
Yeah, Scrabble's always great fun until somebody loses an eye.
Like, hey, free eyeball.
Yeah, but Scrabble always takes a long time until you can get through the queue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Steph
Santa, I
show.
think
Steph
Santa-
show. Go ahead.
I think your joke would work better if after you just said, ask the wife if she would wake up with a sore ass if she just said every morning.
All right. Stats show when 3 people in a relationship are cheating. Now I've just got to figure out if it's me or my wife. Or you screwed that up. My girlfriend or my wife.
What do you call a car's life story? An autobiography.
Nice.
10 out of every 9 Americans don't understand proportions.
Well, I've written an autobiography, but I'm afraid that if I try to publish it, I'll sue myself for slander.
Mm-hmm.
Sony actually did sue themselves. Well, actually, a case where Sony actually had someone sued themselves.
Why do chicken coops only have 2 doors? If they had 4, they would be chicken sedans.
There you go.
There are 2 kinds of people in the world. Those who can extrapolate from incomplete data.
Mm-hmm.
That's another of my favorites.
I like the binary one better.
It is a good one.
Yep. The binary one's good, but it only works printed out. You can't really tell it.
No.
A woman's on trial for beating her husband to death with his guitar collection. Judge said first offender. She said, no, first a Gibson, then offender.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
Yay.
I keep getting emails about canned meat. It's all spam.
God.
Bump.
Submarines are long, hard, and full of semen.
True.
Why does a husband lead a dog's life? He comes in with muddy feet, gets comfortable by the fire, and waits to be fed.
About right.
Did you hear about the claustrophobic astronaut? He just needed a bit more space.
Yeah, there you go.
What did the buffalo say to his son when he was leaving for college?
Bye, son.
Bye, son.
Did you hear about the kidnapping at school? It's fine. He woke up.
Haha.
Oh,
How
I've
many
actually had to wait.
telemarketers does it take to change a light bulb? Just one, but he has to do it during the dinner hour.
Yeah, my boss told me to have a good day, so I went home.
How do you fix a broken squash? With a pumpkin patch.
oh.
Man.
It's a classic one. When does
What?
a dad joke become a dad joke? When it becomes apparent.
Lame.
Well, you know, since I started taking the hormones, I've become a transparent.
There you go.
See right through that.
Nice.
That's a good one.
What's the best thing about Switzerland? I'm not sure I know, but the flag is a big plus.
Yeah.
Everybody thinks R is a pirate's favorite letter, but C is their true love.
Mhm.
What the world needs is more geniuses with humility. There are so few of us left.
I can't decide if the world is run by incompetent people. I'm screwed up the word.
Hey, Jenny,
Jenny.
That's in the
Hello.
name.
Hi.
why do all Norwegian ships have a barcode on the bow? So when they return home, they can Scandinavian.
God.
You're not
Oh, it's gonna be
paranoid.
that kind of
Everybody is
night.
out to get you.
It's going to be that kind of night, huh?
Oh yeah.
It's
Well,
International Joke Day, or National Joke Day, so yes.
Oh,
So, yes.
okay. National Joke Day, that's fine. I'm all for that. Can I tell
I
my joke?
think
Yep.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
go right ahead. Tell
Okay,
your favorite
my
joke.
joke would be the American Republican Party. I'm done.
Yeah. I'm not sure though. I'm not sure if that's a joke or if that's just horrible.
That's
I had a
a
similar
joke.
joke. I had a similar joke about the Supreme Court.
Oh. Oh.
What do a tick and the Eiffel Tower have in common? They're both parasites.
Who's the leader of the Kitty Communist Party? Chairman Meow.
That's cute.
When do boxers start wear gloves? When it gets cold.
Do boxers start to wear gloves? Okay. I was thinking of the underwear. Now I think I get it.
When life gives you lemons, when life gives you melons, you might be dyslexic. When life gives you lemons, you're still screwed if you don't have fresh water and sugar.
Mm-hmm.
I once summoned a lemon. Damn cursive.
Woke up, looked in the mirror, and wondered what the other 6 wonders of the world are.
Modesty.
Two fish are in a tank. One says to the other, "How do you drive this thing?"
That's for you, Jenny.
Yay.
Oh, hi, Jenny.
That's the one Porpoise just read.
So, which one of us has the 5 planet? We do have people like some of the Planeteer rings here, right? So we can summon Captain Planet.
Captain Planet.
Yeah.
I have no idea who Captain Planet is. I'm sorry.
It's an old cartoon.
Pro-environmental.
Yeah.
I saw that it was on TV, but I was too old to watch it.
Oh, I'm never too old to watch cartoons. It just wasn't a good one.
It didn't have any mecha in it that I could see, so.
Will February, March? No, but April, May.
Why don't cats play poker in the jungle? There are too many cheetahs.
But cheetahs live on the savannah.
Poorly written
Yeah.
joke.
Well, yeah, the lion's supposed to be king of the jungle, but the lion doesn't live in the jungle either.
Why couldn't
I
the
know,
bicycle?
that pisses me.
Why couldn't the bicycle stand up by itself? It was too tired.
Why does a pencil only have one eraser? If it had two, it would be pointless.
How many psychiatrists does it take to change a light bulb?
Only one, but the light bulb has to want to change. Did you hear the one about the roof? Never mind, it's over your head.
What's a cat's favorite color? Purple.
I hate my facial hair, but it grew on me. It takes guts to be an organ donor.
Shame Kate's busy. This would be a great stream for her to be on.
Are we out of jokes yet?
Oh no.
Never.
It's never over.
There's also plenty of websites full of dad jokes.
Yes, there are.
I ordered a chicken and an egg from Amazon. I'll let you know.
Yeah.
Oh, I get that one.
And here I am thinking, but we know the egg came first by several million years.
Yep. You know, and I just reasoned that out just logically when I was a kid. I always thought that was a stupid joke. Because, you know, it was just far more likely that a mutation would occur in an embryo than in an adult. So,
Indeed.
how do you deal with the phobia of speed bumps? You just have to slowly get over it.
Mhm.
I used to be addicted to soap, but I'm clean now.
I bought a book about anti-gravity. I can't put it down. Well, I could go into the Iowa jokes. Now that I'm back in Minnesota, I'm contractually obligated to rip on Iowa. Why can't they make Kool-Aid in Iowa? They can't figure out how to get 2 quarts of water in that little envelope.
Ripon is in Wisconsin. Look it up.
What do
You
you call
know-
3 dirty teddy bears and a tractor that doesn't start? Iowa State Fair.
Did you know that intercourse is literally 8 miles from Blue Ball?
Yeah. Hmm.
Look it up. Look it up in Google Maps. It's true.
That's fantastic.
They're both Pennsylvania towns, in case you're wondering.
I asked my 91-year-old father, Dad, what were you in the good old days? And he sat there and thought, well, I wasn't old.
What kind of shoes do politicians wear?
Clown shoes.
Well, when they're running for office, sneakers. Once they get elected, they change to loafers.
Yeah.
What did the ocean say to the beach? Nothing. It just waved.
Man.
Why doesn't a snowman ever throw a tantrum? They can't risk a meltdown.
I'm a sucker for a bad joke. It's great.
You know that Peter Pan is always flying? Yeah, he never lands.
Boo.
I don't know if that was a moo or a boo.
Yeah, we'll take either. I don't speak bovine anyway.
I have to admit, I don't get that one.
So I once asked a Roman man if he was happy that his wife fell into the arena and got eaten by the lions. And the guy said, no, gladiator.
Oh, ho, 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 ho. Yeah, I didn't get the Peter Pan one either.
Yeah.
I got it eventually.
It wasn't that good. You didn't miss it.
I still don't get it.
I was harvesting herbs in my garden, and now I have all this time on my hands.
There is an Iowa joke in chat.
To the chat.
Is it Charles Grassley?
Yeah. Hold on. Yeah, another window there.
I-35.
Hey, Iowa's one of the few
Oh.
Midwestern blue states, so leave Iowa alone.
Hey, Doc.
Well, Doc's here. All right.
Oh,
The
and
party
Uncle
can
Beck.
start.
I'd tell you the joke about Bill Clinton and Monica Lewinsky, but it blows.
What is the best thing to come out of Iowa?
35W.
I-35.
Did you hear the one about the guy who cut off his left hand? He's all right now.
As a left-handed person, I'd pretend to be offended.
Idaho? No, Idaho. That's what I said, Idaho.
Oh,
Why did the skeleton flunk out? His heart wasn't in it.
My wife told me to stop impersonating a flamingo. I had to put my foot down.
I have a lot of jokes about unemployed people, but none of them work.
Oh, that's bad. That's really bad.
I've asked so many people what LGBTQ stands for, but so far no one's given me a straight answer.
this morning I saw a guy dragging a clam on a leash, and I thought, must be hard to walk with a pulled muscle.
I want to die peacefully in my sleep like my grandmother, not screaming and yelling like the passengers in her car.
Yeah, that's an old favorite.
Okay, yeah, why couldn't the nativity have occurred in Iowa? They couldn't find three wise men and a virgin.
Yeah.
Don't you hate it when someone answers all their own questions? I know I do.
What does AIDS stand for? Another Iowan discovered sex. How are you doing, Doc? Haven't seen much of you around lately. You want to pop in here?
Tsaka diet na tayo para sa tapatin niya.
Well, remember, Indiana's top 3 experts are corn meth and college graduates.
What does Iowa stand for? Idiots out wandering around.
If a child refuses to sleep during nap time, are they guilty of resisting arrest?
It takes a lot of balls to play golf the way I do.
I started reading a horror story in Braille. Something bad is about to happen. I can feel it.
All right, we've got awkward silences.
Yep, I'll have a joke about construction soon, but I'm still working on it.
Now we're bad dad jokes.
Are there good dad jokes?
Yes.
Occasionally there are.
I couldn't come up with a knife joke, so I'll have to take another stab at it later.
If you see a robbery at an Apple store, does that make you an eyewitness?
Mm-hmm.
A termite walks into a bar and asks, "Is the bartender here?"
Yeah, 3 men walk into a bar. You think one of them would have seen it?
Why do Jewish honeybees always put their yarmulkes on before they leave the hive? They don't want anyone to mistake them for wasps. A lot of people don't get that joke.
I like it.
Tarotia karakiste.
A Muslim, a Catholic, and a Protestant walk into the bar, and the bartender goes, "What is this, a joke?"
A priest, a nun, and a rabbit walk into a bar. The rabbit says, "I think I'm a typo."
Or alternately, or the bartender asks him what it'll be, and the rabbit goes, "I'm only here because of autocorrect."
I like that version better.
The last thing I want to do is hurt you, but it's still on the list.
Well, remember, when someone asks you what would Jesus do, remind them that flipping over tables and chasing people around with whips is in the list of options.
Yeah. What do you call sweaty boobs? Humidities.
Oh my god.
Ah, yes, that. Once you're far enough along in transition, your first summer, you will experience sweaty boobs.
Are
That's
people
not
who
really
take
a
care
joke that happens.
Yes.
What leaves a bigger memory than a passionate kiss? A stab wound.
I've started a whiskey diet for 3 days already.
Hurts me to say this, but I have a sore throat.
Why are so many ducks comedians? They're wisecrackers.
Are people who take care of chickens literally chicken tenders?
Yes.
Fair enough.
I never thought of that, and I'll have to hold on to that one. My sister keeps about a dozen chickens.
Nice.
I don't know about the sweaty boobs. I don't know if mine are going to get big enough to give me that problem.
What has four-wheel?
A certain amount of fold over.
Listen, no matter how big they are, every trans woman is proud of their chest because they worked hard to earn it.
Yeah.
Damn straight. I've been on HRT for a year, and I'm just starting to show. I just realized that some of my t-shirts are a bit tight. It's showing through.
Just like trans men are proud of their scraggly beards.
Yeah.
just like teenagers.
Why did Karen press the shift alt and
I'm gonna have to remember
press
that
the
one.
control shift delete?
And it's
She
control alt
wanted to
delete.
see the task manager.
Does that work anymore?
Control alt
Oh
delete.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
That key combination doesn't, but
2 Wi-Fi engineers got married. The reception was fantastic.
Uh-huh. What has 4 wheels and flies? A garbage truck.
what has 4 legs but never moves?
Table.
A dead dog?
Yeah.
The dead dog might move if rigor mortis hasn't said it.
Well, even with rigor mortis, you can actually get some movement. Exactly. This isn't actually a joke. This is actually something that happened. And my neighbor, his mother died, and they're trying to get her into the body bag. And they pushed her down, zipped the thing up, and she sat up.
Okay.
I've heard of that happening, of corpses sitting up when they're getting ready to embalm them.
Yeah, well, she was in a chair sitting when she died, so the rigor mortis set in, and she was basically in the sitting position when.
So, a
These
lawyer
are
is.
these rigor mortis statements are urban myth, because rigor mortis is a temporary condition that happens in a body. It comes and it lasts a few hours and then it goes away.
A lawyer asks. Sorry.
Well, that
Lawyer-
actually happened. What I said.
A lawyer asks a witness, "So, doctor, how many of your autopsies have been performed on dead people?" To which the doctor replies, "All my autopsies have been performed on dead people."
Well, at least by the time he finished. I'm really excited for the amateur
Or maybe-
autopsy club I just joined. Tuesday is open mic night.
That's pretty good.
I'd tell a dead baby joke, but they all stink.
Oh man.
Why do brides wear white? Because the dishwasher should match the stove in the fridge.
That reminds me of my high school geometry teacher.
How
Who
do you
was
get
just
down?
that sexist? Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, okay. I was like, seems like there's a story behind there.
Well, he told my sister, because he was also the physics teacher until he retired, like the year before ag physics, but that he wouldn't fail the women in physics, but he wouldn't give them A's, even though they needed them for college applications, because women just can't understand physics.
Bullshit.
Half of my physics instructors were female.
This guy had a baseball bat that he would take to your desk if you thought you weren't paying attention or you fell asleep. So this guy was a relic from the 50s back in the 90s, so there will never be anyone like him again.
Well, we can hope. Unfortunately, they're trying to bring them back.
Which one, the 1950s or the 1850s?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Preferably the 1850s, because then they can own other people again.
Including your wives.
The rotation of the Earth really makes my day.
How does a non-binary samurai kill people? I don't get this one.
Yeah, that doesn't
They
make
slash them.
Oh, they slash them. That's
Oh,
funny.
okay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
All right. Yep.
That's funny.
I guess I need it spelled out.
That's funny. My friend was explaining electricity to me. I was like, what?
Mhm.
When people find out what a bad electrician I am, they're shocked.
That's how they find out, right?
But once you explain why they're grounded,
Oh. How
Communist
do you get down?
Sorry, go ahead.
Go on.
Communist jokes aren't funny unless everybody gets them.
How do you get down from an elephant? You don't. You get down from a goose, silly.
Yeah.
Well, how do you get down from a goose? Well, it's easy. They're not nearly as tall as an elephant. You just step off.
If you don't pay your exorcist, do you get repossessed?
Yeah,
It's
I
brave
think
to admit you have an STD. Always clap for these folks.
Clap.
A prisoner asked his cellmate how he ended in prison. His cellmate replied, "I saved my best friend from drowning." "They put you in jail for that?" The cellmate replied, "No, for hanging him so he would dry."
Oh, man. When the cannibals showed up late to the buffet, they gave him the cold shoulder.
I come from a family of failed magicians. I have 2 half sisters.
Moo.
I wonder why
At
no
dinner-
one. I wonder why no one accepted my invitations for the Donner Party.
At dinner, one cannibal said to the other, "Your wife makes a great roast." The other one said, "Yeah, I'm going to miss her."
Pollen is what happens when flowers just can't keep it in their plants.
I asked the librarian if books about paranoia were available. She looked up and whispered, "They're right behind you." If a group of people get a case of the clap, does it become a case of applause?
What is with all the STD jokes tonight?
Right?
Well, somebody tells one and that just reminds people of others.
They've all been Doc Fearsome.
Are people born with photographic memories?
it
or
was
does it
awful
take time to
soft roll.
develop?
Sorry.
Sloth Girl told me.
My therapist told me I have problems with verbalizing my emotions. Can't say I'm surprised.
I like that irony.
STDs spread a lot.
True?
Sorry, Doc Fearsome. Another Iowan discovered sex. Was the first one. That wasn't. I mean, it also works if you just put Indiana in there, but Indiana residents like to be called Hoosiers for some bizarre reason.
Despite the high cost of living, it still remains popular.
Now I get it.
Life sucks, but it's better than the alternative.
This is true. Very.
I will say nothing.
Well, you have to admit that after you die, your options are kind of limited.
As far as we know. Well, the thing is, we don't know. But I suspect if there is an afterlife, it's more like Beetlejuice. It's just going to be us, and that's depressing in itself. Not all of Tim Burton weirdness, but it's just like going to be the same crap that goes on before we die. Just
some bureaucratic red tape that you have to go through after death.
Yeah.
Doctor, I think your DNA is backwards. Me. And?
What's the highest position a woman can hold in the Catholic Church? None.
Ow.
What's the difference between Catholics and pagans? Pagans believe in sex without guilt. Catholics believe in guilt without sex.
The man who invented Velcro has died. Rip.
Cis men don't suck. They lick. Cis women suck.
What do you call a magician who loses his magic? Ian.
Yeah.
Ian. Oh.
Ian.
If attacked
I
by
quit
mob clowns, go for the juggler.
I quit my job as a fortune teller. I didn't see a future in it.
Lost my job at the bank on the first day. A woman asked me to check her balance, so I pushed her over.
I remember having my balance checked at a physical therapist. I really hate doing that because they always want me to stand on one ankle and they know my ankles are screwy. Nothing funny there.
Yep. Yeah, but sometimes you just have to laugh at life because there's nothing else you can do.
Better laugh than cry.
I gave up my seat to a blind person on the bus. That's how I lost my job as a bus driver.
Didn't see that one coming.
A recent study has shown that women who carry a little extra weight live longer than men who mention it.
Yeah. If a child refuses to nap, are they guilty of resisting arrest?
Already did that
been
one.
told.
Okay.
Atheism is a non-profit organization.
There you go.
So what's the difference between... Right. Ignorance and apathy? I don't know and I don't care.
Is there anyone still in the chat?
It's a good question.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we've driven them all away.
Well, Sloth
Okay.
Girl and Doc have been providing some jokes.
Listen, we could go back to ranting about politics for the past couple of days, but
I might
It's
as
been
well
done.
going to get a little burned out on politics. And considering what's going on.
For real.
Actually, we're not doing bad. YouTube says we still got 9 watching.
why do astronauts use Linux? Because you can't open Windows in space.
Woohoo!
You can't open Windows on Earth usually either, but
I maintain they call it Windows because I can see my files, but I can't actually reach any of them.
Well, don't do that.
Light travels faster than sound, which is the reason that some people appear bright before you hear them speak.
Yeah. Where do terrorists go when they die? Everywhere. Suicide bombers. What did one suicide bomber say to the other? Let's blow this joint.
Oh, God. How do you make holy water? You boil the hell out of it.
Is the typo on a headstone a grave mistake?
I want my epitaph to be nothing is written in stone.
Okay, there you go. Somebody appreciates it.
Nice.
I'm pretty
I
sure that my
appreciate-
epitaph... Huh?
I was just going to say I appreciate the break from politics for a little bit.
Yep. I'm pretty sure that my epitaph is going to read, "It seemed like a good idea at the time."
Listen, I just want someone at my funeral to wear the clothes I was wearing when I die. At some point during the eulogy, stand up, take out a sonic screwdriver, and say, "Right, this is where it gets complicated."
I've told Sloth Girl that when I die, she has to hire a ventriloquist to sit in the front row and reply to everyone who comes up to the casket.
A blind man walked into a bar and a table and a chair.
Okay, good night, Jyuni.
Hi.
Yeah, I think we'll skip. I'm going to skip that one, Doc Pearson. But
I'm not going to read it out loud, but everybody can read it themselves. You know, I don't iron my clothes anymore. I found it was depressing.
Whiteboards are remarkable.
What'll happen to Jason Momoa once he died? He'll become Jason Nomura.
No more.
Little glass
It's okay,
coffin.
Doc. We're equal opportunity offenders, so if there's somebody we haven't offended, please let us know and we'll work on it.
We'll find a joke.
Yes.
Will glass coffins be a success? Remains to be seen.
God.
I wasn't expecting to be diagnosed as colorblind. It really came out of the purple.
I've just angered two strangers out on the street by calling them hipsters. Apparently the correct way to address them was conjoined twins.
well, if we're going to do bad jokes, here's one that's not really all that good. How many feminists does it take to change a light bulb?
How many what?
Feminists.
Oh, feminine.
How many?
That's not funny.
I asked my dog what's 2 minus 2. He said nothing.
Huh.
Shouldn't the roof in your mouth actually be called the ceiling? That's a valid point.
Was the soldier who survived both a mustard gas attack and pepper spray just considered a well-seasoned veteran?
Yeah. If vegetarians get in an argument, is it still called the beef?
I put grandma on speed dial. I call it Instagram.
I told my doctor I heard a buzzing, but he said that's just a bug that's going around.
You know, I love it when I'm working hours on a code, find a bug, fix it, compile it, run the code again, and then there are 20 more errors in the code.
Yep.
What was it?
Like,
99 little bugs in the code. 99 little bugs. They take one down, patch it around. 138 bugs in the code.
Yep.
And it ends up being the same call.
I do have a clean conscience. It's never been used.
Ha.
Who's clicking?
That might be the paper I have in my hand that I'm trying to keep from the cat.
I ate a clock the other day. It was very time consuming.
Uh-huh.
I saw a sign the other day that said, "Watch for children." And I thought, that sounds like a fair trade.
My therapist says I have an unhealthy obsession with revenge. We'll see about that.
Dogs can't operate MRI machines, but cats can.
Ha ha ha.
What sound does a witch's vehicle make? Vroom,
Vroom.
vroom. I'm worried about the calendar. Its days are numbered.
Hug.
Why are celebrities so cool? They always have lots of fans. When my wife is depressed, I let her color in my tattoos. She just wants a shoulder to cry on.
Oh,
I got a promotion at the farm. I'm the CIEIO.
Why did the shopkeeper throw the clock out the window?
To see time fly. Oh. Why are soft drinks stupid? They're so duh.
oh.
Why did Worf from Star Trek change his hair color? Because it was a good day to die.
How do you make the number one disappear? Add a G and it's gone.
Oh, got it.
I don't.
You add a G, one disappear, G is gone.
Spelling.
Oh, wait.
Oh.
Yeah, Sloth Girl hits me with a lot of these spelling ones. And I can't spell for shit. You know, if it wasn't for autocorrect, you would really believe it was my cat walking on the keyboard.
And duck autocorrect. Duck it right in the ass.
What do you call a duck with a drug addiction? A crackhead.
Whenever I think of the past, it brings back so many memories.
People can lie to me again and again. I'm what you might call reliable.
Nice.
I busted a mirror and got 7 years bad luck, but my lawyer thinks he can get me 5.
I'm selling a cure for gullibility. Well, actually, it's a treatment. You send me $50 a month until you figure it out.
I kept a diary after I was born. Day 1, tired from the move. Day 2, everyone thinks I'm an idiot.
Can you imagine a world without hypothetical questions? That's like, what if there were no rhetorical questions?
There are two types of people on this earth. People say there's two types of people on this earth, and people
I put instant coffee in a microwave and almost went back in time. If it's a penny for your thoughts and you put in your 2 cents worth, then someone somewhere is making a penny.
Well, despite inflation, you can still get a good argument for putting in your 2 cents worth.
All this inflation. Well, that's my 5 cents.
I only believe in 12.5% of the Bible. I'm an atheist.
Sponges grow in the ocean. That just kills me. I wonder how much deeper the ocean would be if that didn't happen.
Oh,
Speaking of 2 cent stories, we went to this little pizza place, and my friend of mine knew the waitress who was serving us. So after we ate and everything, left her a tip. I took out 2 cents and put it on the table, and she thought it was for my friend and giving her his 2 cents.
Ah.
I was shopping for a new box fan recently. I googled fans, and the first site looked like a specialty fan outlet. Imagine my surprise when I learned that OnlyFans doesn't sell fucking fans.
A clear conscience is usually the sign of a bad memory.
Yeah, here's the binary one, but it only works if you read it yourself. I can't read it out loud.
there are 1-0 kinds of people in the world: those that understand binary and those that don't.
Well, it should be 1-0 binary, but
What snake is the best at maths? The adder.
I was going to go with the Python.
no, that's the best at programming.
Which?
Python. Python's good. C++ is good.
I thought Python was an endless dessert event.
Ah.
I used to work in a fire hydrant factory. You couldn't park anywhere near the place.
Why couldn't the toilet paper cross the road? It got stuck in a crack.
3 out of 2 Americans have trouble with fractions.
It doesn't matter what temperature the room is, it's always room temperature.
True.
Yeah, I worked at a fertilizer factory. This is such a shitty job.
Uh-huh.
Cakes
That
are round.
stinks.
It's all right. Cakes are round, but pie are squared. Pie are squared.
I saw a bank sign that said 24-hour banking, but I don't have that much time.
Girl got run over, cut his tail off, have to sell him wholesale, cannot retail him.
What a nice night for an evening.
Parallel lines have so much in common. It's a shame they'll never meet.
Oh.
Right now I'm having amnesia and deja vu at the same time. I think I've forgotten this before.
You ever get deja vu? The feeling that this has never happened before?
I installed a skylight in my apartment. The people who live above me are furious.
Deja vu. The feeling I've heard this shit before.
What do you call a man named David without an ID? Dav.
Okay.
Police confirmed that the man who fell from the 15th floor of the nightclub was not a bouncer.
I had a friend who was a clown. When he died, all his friends went to the funeral in one car.
What do you call a guy passed out in front of the door? Matt.
I went to a general store, but they wouldn't let me buy anything specific. It's a small world, but I don't want to have to paint it.
You know, hurricanes don't see very well. They only have one eye.
Nice.
Last night I stayed up late playing poker with tarot cards. I got a full house and 4 people died.
What do organic mathematicians throw in their fireplace? Natural logs.
I think it's wrong that only one company makes the game Monopoly.
What did the banana say to the boy? Nothing. Bananas can't talk.
That's not what they say to me at night.
What rock group has 4 men but doesn't sing? Mount Rushmore.
When I woke up this morning, my girlfriend asked me, "Did you sleep well?" I said, "No, I made a few mistakes." What do you call a dead body in that old lake?
I kept wondering why the frisbee kept getting bigger and bigger. Then it hit me.
Oh God, that is.
Well, I had a joke about paper, but it's terrible.
Oh,
On the other hand, you have different fingers.
I used to be addicted to doing the hokey pokey, but I turned myself around.
Sometimes I wish my first word was quote, so that on my deathbed, my last words could be end quote.
Nice.
What concert can you get into for 45 cents? 50 cents featuring Nickelback.
Nickelback.
When I was a little kid, we had a sandbox. It was a quick sandbox. I was an only child, eventually.
What do you call someone who tells a dad joke but doesn't have any kids? A faux pas.
oh,
Nice.
I had a joke about pizza, but it's kind of cheesy.
Yeah, that one fell flat.
I love telling dad jokes. Occasionally he even laughs.
Why does a noble gas cry? Because all his friends are gone.
duh.
I hate Velcro. It's a ripoff.
Ha.
Cross-country skiing is great if you live in a small country. I have 2 pairs of reading glasses. One pair is for reading fiction, the other for nonfiction. I've read the Bible twice, reading each pair, and it's the same.
Here's one for you, Mage. I love gardening. I get so excited I wet my plants.
I went to the bank and asked to borrow a cup of money. They said, "What for?" I said, "I'm going to buy some sugar."
I told my father I'd call him later. He said, no, call me Dad.
Oh,
The early bird gets the worm, but pizza's delivered past midnight.
Why do physics books always look unhappy? Because they always have lots of problems.
The early bird gets the worm, but the second mouse gets the cheese.
The wedding was so beautiful, even the cake was in tears.
oh,
When I was crossing the border into Canada, they asked me if I had any firearms with me. I said, "Well, what do you need?"
Oh yeah, Sloth Girl's reminding me of one that I actually told while she was in the ER with a broken ankle. Why do they tell actors to break a leg? Every play has to have a good cast. What do you call a dead body in the middle of a lake? Bob. Knock knock. Who's there? Deja vu. Deja vu? Knock knock. Yeah, never play knock knock with a woodpecker.
My girlfriend broke up with me because I couldn't tell my left from my right, so I packed up my stuff and right.
They all
Our
laughed
celebra-
when I said I wanted to be a comedian. Well, they're not laughing now. Wait.
Wire celebrity. He's always so cool. They have so many fans.
Heard that one already.
What did the Buddhist say to the hot dog vendor? Make me one with everything.
That's great.
Why did the Zen-
Actually, there's a second part to that joke. The Buddhist gave him a $20 bill. Oh. No, I can't do it off of that one. Go ahead.
Why did the Zen Buddhist stop bathing? Yet simply lost his attachment to dirt.
Fair enough. Does light have mass? Of course not. It's not even Catholic.
I saw a dildo for sale described as 9 inches long and realistic. I thought, well, which is it?
If you're going to shoot a mime, would you use a silencer?
Mandatory.
In Vegas, I got into a long argument with the man at the roulette wheel over what I considered to be an odd number.
Why do you give a 6 citrus tree? Lemonade.
Why does a chicken cross the Mobius strip? To get to the
same side.
What kind of car does a sheep drive? A Lamborghini.
A store just opened in my neighbourhood that sells window coverings. It's a very shady business.
Seems the milk I got was already spoiled. Apparently it came from a pampered cow.
I play the harmonica. The only way I can play is if I get my car going really fast and stick it out the window. The harmonica sounds amazing.
I am is the shortest sentence in the English language. I do is the longest.
What's another word for thesaurus?
The Scarecrow got special recognition for being outstanding in his field. How does a penguin assemble his house? It glues it together.
Why couldn't the Angle get a home loan? Because his parents wouldn't co-sign.
If you really want to know which is man's best friend, put a dog in your wife in the trunk of your car. Wait an hour and see which one's happy to see you.
I watched the Indy 500 and I was thinking that if I left earlier, they wouldn't have to go so fast.
Why couldn't the number 4 get into a nightclub? Because he was just too square.
My grandpa complained your generation is hooked on technology. I replied, no, Pops, it's your generation that's hooked. Then I unplugged his life support.
Yeah, Sloth Girl told me that if she's on life support, I should try unplugging it and plugging it back in again and see if that works.
Gonna have to tell my family to install Linux.
Why are elevator jokes classic and so good? They work on so many levels.
Uh-huh. I just saw a tree surrounded by friends. Must have been popular.
Of course,
I
it's mine.
considered installing a ghost elevator because I figured it would raise everybody's spirits. But second time, it just let everyone down.
Of course, it's mine. I'm a communist.
There was a sheep that dressed as a skeleton for Halloween. It was bad to the bone.
If you had a million Shakespeares, could they write like a monkey? I'm going to get an MRI to find out whether I have claustrophobia.
Why do nurses always carry red markers? Because sometimes they have to draw blood.
Oh,
What's the most important rule in chemistry? Never lick the spoon.
If I dig 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd molecules of dirt, do I have a mole?
Yes.
My wife asked me to go to the store and get a 6-pack of 7-Up. Fucked it up already. Guess I'm getting too tired here. When I get tired, the dyslexia gets a lot worse, and I start just jambling everything together.
Oh, I know how that is.
Do you think when they asked George Washington for ID, he just whipped out a quarter?
Which body of water is the most detail-oriented? The Pacific.
If a word in the dictionary were misspelled, how would you know?
Why do chemists enjoy working with ammonia? Because it's pretty basic stuff.
All right, stuff to say already?
No, I'm going back to the side chat here. I just have to back it up a bit.
Don't you hate it when your hand falls asleep and you know it will be up all night?
What's the difference between love and herpes? Love doesn't last forever.
What was the biologist wearing on his first date? Designer jeans.
Oh, hey, Robert.
Ever noticed how irons don't have a setting for permanent press? I don't get it.
What color does a Smurf turn when you strangle them?
I'm addicted to placebos.
My ex-girlfriend used to own a parrot. That thing would never shut up, but the parrot was cool.
I stayed in a really old hotel last night. They sent me a wake-up letter.
Oh yeah, you just did that one.
Yeah.
You know what always catches my eye? Short people with umbrellas.
How many programmers does it take to change a light bulb? No, it's a hardware problem.
That's been
Hey.
said twice already.
Hey, animal science.
How many Microsoft Windows programmers does it take to change a light bulb? 428.
I know how I'm going to die. I'm on life support, and one of my kids will need to charge their phone. Now, Sloth Girl, you have to be fair, because if one of your kids was on life support, you would do the same thing. Sloth Girl's son is my sidekick. His secret hero identity is Extra Man. His superpower is being able to be redundant and unnecessary.
When I was a kid, I went to the store and asked the guy, "Do you have any toy train schedules?"
The best thing about taking a homeless person on a date is you can drop them off anywhere.
Oh, God.
I don't know why blind people get so upset by my jokes. I don't see deaf people complaining. Come to think of it, blind people don't see deaf people complaining either.
I see, said the blind man. I hear that, said the deaf man.
When my boyfriend dumped me, I stole his wheelchair. Well, guess who came crawling back?
Okay, and with that, I'm going to say goodbye, you guys.
Okay, good night.
You've
Good night, Jenny.
you've been at jokes for 2 hours, and I can't imagine you're going to stop yet.
Well, actually, it's been 2 hours. We should probably just wrap this up here for tonight. 2 hours is a good break point.
Yeah.
So, Jenny, before you go, you got anything you're going to be showing up on?
No, in fact, I think this joke night has made me want to jump off the bridge.
So she means the 6 o'clock news in her local. Do they still have 6 o'clock news anymore?
Right.
Yeah, of course they do.
But no one watches it.
I do.
God, I can't even think of last time I watched network TV.
Right.
Yeah, it's sometimes nice to be able to get local weather. You know, especially if you live in a place that you can, especially during some of the months of the year, have a fair chance of getting tornadoes.
Okay. What's the difference between jelly and jam? I can't jelly my down your...
No idea what that meant.
Okay, later, guys.
Bye, Jenny.
The more suicides there are, the less suicidal people there are. I feel sorry for homeless homosexuals. They have no closet to come out of. Okay, anyway. Doing the wrap-ups. Porpoise, you have anything coming up?
Not really. Just remember, be excellent to each other, and so long, and thanks for all the fish.
Okay. Skits, final words?
Hey, thank you so much for having me, and just kind of to pair what Porpoise says, it's just kind of appreciate the people that are around you now and let them know how important they are to you.
Andrew, do you have any final thought on tonight?
It's been a wonderful break from all the doom and gloom.
Mage?
I don't know. Parting's such a sweet sorrow. Whatever. I'm sure I have junk here somewhere. Well, I do have my new website, or my new channel, Gardens Happen, so you can check that out. And that's about all I have to say right now.
Well, thanks, Robert. Yeah, well, and Diana has wandered off. I'm not sure what's going on with her, so. And, I will be back here next week again, Wednesday at noon, Thursday at 10 p.m. Central, and usually on the shills Saturdays at 6. So with that, we will bid you all a good night and take care of yourselves.